What is up, guys? Welcome to another Drift Games vlog episode. We are here at 360 Motorsports Park in Kerry, the brand new track in Ireland, for our first drift weekend, as Josh and I have now got cars finally this year side by side in the pits at the final of the Irish Drift Championship. We've never run the track, we've never run together, and we're up against the best in the business. It's gonna be a good weekend. Okay, so before we even start, practice starts in about 5 minutes. We're trying to get the car worked out because we put some HGK headlights on there, so the battles could go to the night time if we get that far. So I just wanted them for the future for night events anyway. The car broke 4th and 5th in Castlecoombe, so we put Josh's gearbox from his old SR MX-5 in there, which is a 6-speed, so we don't know what the ratios are going to be. So I'd say the first lap we're going to have to figure that out. And we also have to rewire the digital display on the link to show what gear the car is in. So Lloyd is under there now getting that fixed. Once that's all together, we should be ready to hit the track. Josh's car,
I've done a pretty big upgrade on this.
So Josh has put a brand new FDF suspension kit in the back of the car.
I actually have done a big upgrade on it. I have put a full rear suspension in it.
I forgot about it because I crashed into him and you saw it in the last episode. So I broke this car. They're now both fixed, but we missed the practice day yesterday, so we're probably like 40 laps behind everybody else. But you know what? We like a bit of an uphill struggle. Josh has lights, I have lights.
I was going to say, big upgrade. Wait. Hold the camera here.
Hey!
It's back to its former glory of...
So you've never driven here?
No, never.
I've never driven here. I've never had these two cars at the same event competitively. There are 2 horses in the race. Problem is the 2 horses they're not, let's say, not ready for the Grand National just yet.
We haven't stretched yet. We haven't stretched our legs.
So we're going to have some fun this weekend. We're obviously getting both cars ready for the LZ World Tour next week. What better way to test them than here at the Irish Drift Championship final? And we're going to go have some fun.
Crash. We're not going to
crash. Might crash a bit.
Right, let's see how this goes. I have no idea where the entry point is, so we'll give it our best.
Okay, so not really the start we wanted. Literally warming tyres the tiniest bit, and there's that horrible vibration that you probably heard in the GoPro. So not fully sure what it is, clutch, gearbox, diff, shaft, but Wayne and Craig are here trying to figure it out. We're already late going to practice, not much practice today. Really didn't want this. Is it a shaft?
It's gone out of the cup or something, it broke, yeah. So that's where it came out, like that.
So from what I can understand, the under compression, the shaft's is coming out of the hub. So they're going to try and get some washers in there to try and space it out, so it's still tight and there's no movement in it. Fingers crossed anyways. Okay, so there's been a slight turn of events. As you can see, I'm in the Supra. Didn't want to be in the Supra, but that problem wasn't just tightening up the half shaft. It was I don't know. We still can't fix the problem. Wayne and Craig are still trying to fix it, but Dave has forced me into the Supra, and we're going to try and get our bearings on the track. stressful morning, never easy, but I don't know. We'll see. That was stressful. The left-hand drive thing's a bit more difficult. This car's very grippy and the track is very blind. I couldn't even see the first corner. That's the first time I've gone down the straight, and this is not what I wanted to be doing at the last round of the season. I was comfortable in the Low Brain car, and now jumping into this is just unfamiliar territory. Everything's different around here. I pulled the sequential rather than the handbrake. It's just, you know yourself, if you know a car, it's second nature. When you go into a new car to drive another car all season, especially on your first lap trying to get all the zones, it's stressful, very stressful.
So right now where we sit is I put Josh in for the last 2 runs of practice in the Supra. Josh is in the Irish Drift Championship this year. He's sitting in like 12th to 13th, so he has a top 10 potential finish. I'm not in the championship, so Josh is going to drive the car for qualifying, and if some miracle we get this working for the second run of qualifying, I'll try and do a lap again in the show with no practice, which will be probably not very good. So yeah, all drama, but I'm driving at the LZ World Tour, so I get a last event of the year. This is Josh's last event of the year, so Josh, you might as well enjoy it.
Well, thank you. I hate these situations. There's high pressure situations. Oh.
Try something anyway, lads.
We're going to try something.
Keep the pressure on.
Yeah.
Throw washes at the situation.
You're now in the good car, I'm in the experiment over here to see if it'll actually do anything. So, look, we're cheering you on. You've done this before, we did it in the Corvette.
I was going to say, I remember this feeling. This is a familiar feeling.
But like, the car will do anything you want it to do. It's just very tricky to drive compared to the V8 S13. Different chassis.
Maybe you're going to get knocked over.
I run over by my own van now, that'd be a thumbnail. Killed by my own van in the pit. So the idea here is that you're just going to get used to it every single lap. You got to get 2 qualifying runs in. The car will do anything you want it to, which is the problem with it. So like, you can overdrive it, you're not on the limit of gears. You can do whatever you want, pull a gear and do another gear. So that's a different way of driving than kind of being on the edge in the Low Brain car all the time. Like, she's up the revs, does what it does. This kind of does anything. So it's on decent setup right now. We wound it down from 1,000 horsepower to 700 horsepower because
a measly 700 horsepower.
A rocket, but I don't think it was going to do 2 laps of the track with the 1,000 horsepower. So I think this is a nicer way of doing it. And I'm proud of you, jumping in there, getting a couple of laps in.
I'm telling you, this car it's a different sensation. Obviously it's turbo, so it feels a bit faster, but it feels like a rocket ship, that's 700 horsepower. What did it feel like on 1,000?
Oh, you're going, like, everything starts to blur on the back straight. It's just that fast.
I felt like it was blowing at 700.
Yeah, so look, it'll be a little bit easier to get it up boost with 700. It's not trying to search for as much boost. So I'm looking forward to seeing how you get on. You just need to settle, do a steady first run, don't overdrive the car, and she'll do whatever you want. So trust it. You have to trust it a lot more than the Low Brain car in terms of digging itself out of corners, getting itself on angle. It's got so much of everything. So I'm looking forward to see how you get on. Maybe I'll get a run, maybe I won't, but either way, I'm cheering you on. So get yourself prepped, ready, get some food. Qualifying's up next. Wishing you luck. Come on, Joshy.
Jesus Christ. There's some working hands there. Look at that. I know it says multi-purpose, but
Trucker win. You have to look after the hands. Keep the steering wheel otherwise.
okay, so this is just getting really confusing now, guys. I'm going to try and keep you up to date as much as possible. So, whilst I was in the Supra and everything was going on, the boys were still trying to fix this. So pretty much what I can break down to what has gone on. We put the FTF rear kit onto the car, and that kit sticks out a little bit, which you need some shaft spaces because obviously it sticks out so the shafts don't meet as well. So what we've done, we've spaced the shaft out, and fingers crossed it's in enough to be able to get around. Now Dave did offer me still to drive the Supra because that car's obviously going, but I honestly am taking the risk. So Dave's down in qualifying now, and I'm going to be driving this in qualifying. Even though it may not work, it's a risk on my behalf, and shout out to Dave for letting me drive the Supra, but I just feel like I'm more comfortable in that car. I know the car, I'm on the same side, I've been driving it all year, so I'm going into qualifying in the Low Brain car, which I haven't turned a lap of yet. So yeah, still drama, but we're going on for my last hurrah in the Low Brain car. Fingers crossed everything goes to plan. Alright, Dave's on the line, ready for his first qualifying run.
Yeah, same here. I think this car costs $17 million. Look at the speed of it, 2JZ power. Possibly the most expensive car on the grid, I'm not sure. Maybe the car we just saw there in the hands of Christopher might have something to say about that, but what a car it is. And this guy, he's done so much for drifting in general, Irish drifting around the world, has Dave Egan. He's in the driver's seat now. He was the commentator last weekend, just announced his retirement from commentary, drops his wheels a little bit wide there, announced his retirement from commentary in Drift Masters just last weekend there as well, so we'll be sad to see him go.
Okay, I think that was an 82 he got, which was a really solid run in all of the zones and everything like that, so fairly confident you qualified that, but by no day, but in the second one he is gonna send it. 82 I think? 82? It's okay, good run. Really good. It was good for no practice. We're both on no practice here, so. Next up, my first qualifying run, so first run in the car. See how it goes. Okay, that was fairly stressful. This whole day's actually been stressful, but very stressful. Half an hour, I was trying to keep cool and everything like that, but realistically inside I was pooping my pants. But yeah, first run in the car, I think it was a 72 point something. Either way, loads that I can improve on. The car's caught for gearing a little bit, but I think it's got to power through and just made the most of it. I might put a little bit more grip in the car so it doesn't spin the wheels as quick. But yeah, great base to start, obviously. Qualifying is one thing, but going in without doing any chase battles on this track is another thing. So let's get through qualifying, hopefully qualify, and then we'll deal with that. That's later on in the day's problem, that's not a now problem.
A cornerstone, we've used that word, but he really has been a cornerstone of the sport ever since, and taking the sport to all new heights. And we see him out here on track in this beautiful 890 Toyota Supra with 2JZ power. Look at this carbon Kevlar bodied absolute work of art, but he's putting it all on the line here. This thing could be inside a museum, Adam, but it's very much on track here and very much being put through its paces.
Exactly, it looks like a show car, and he's absolutely putting on a show in the car as he comes around the track here, putting on loads of angle as he comes up the top. This could be an absolutely great score for Dave Egan as he fills the place with smoke. That looks like a great run for me, Mike.
Good run, you got caught in the first corner a bit, didn't you?
I tried to go in backwards into the first corner like an idiot, and I went too early, and then that was the only bit I messed up.
Yeah, the rest of the run was good, I could tell. You just went a little bit early and you had left foot to try and get back into the zone.
I basically went in on big angle thinking, oh no, I didn't go far enough, and then I was like, I'm already on left foot, I can't go to the handbrake, so I was like, but then I think if I could do the entry from the first run and the rest from the second run, I think it was pretty good.
Yeah, I'd say you're confidently in. That score was a little less, but your first score with an 82 would be kind of mid-pack, I'd say.
To be honest with you, watch yourself. I'd say, to be honest, with no runs of practice really, pretty happy just to get in the show, to be honest. And I learned the second half of the course on that run, whereas the first half I just went too mad. Like I just went for big angle flick in and I went too early, so I learned for the next time.
As long as you learn something.
Oh, like the entry, the minute I did the entry I knew it straight away. I was like, damn it. And the rest I did, I think, pretty good.
How are you on tyres? So 2 laps is... Yeah. That's your one.
I could feel that across the finish line. It was just like on canvas. I think the easiest way to explain this is I could drive the car easier. I could do a better score by being safer. But I want to do the big runs because that's what the car is about, doing big runs. I don't want to be like a dull driver in a very nice, expensive car. So I want to throw it in, do big flicks, do a big angle. I think that was a proper like balls to the wall run, full throttle everywhere, left foot, big angle. I never drove like that in the Corvette or any car I've had before. So I'm trying to get used to that style. So I'm using this weekend as a bit of a learner for that. So yeah, I'm happy with the first run. Second run, if I just got the entry, I think that both runs could have been in the 90s, bar the two areas that I messed up, obviously. But
you know what? I'd say if you just nailed it, you'd have got 90 something.
But the fact that there's a run in between the two that's in the 90s is happy enough for me.
Good job so far.
Yeah,
now
I just stressful morning. You need to do a job now.
Now I need to do the job. So I'd say there's no other way to say that. I f***ed it. That was a terrible run, really wasn't it? I still got 71 or whatever, the same as my first run, but it was a really bad run. Scrappy, I'm out of gear, I'm trying to push through, but it's not looking good. And I'm in 32nd position, so I don't think I'm going to qualify. Am I out now?
You're out. You're out. David got in just ahead of you. Actually, it's 33rd, and you're going to stay in 33rd.
It was a shit run. So
it didn't work out the way you wanted it to.
That is what it is. Probably should
have taken the Supra. I told you, just take the Supra.
Well, I didn't know how out of gear I would have been in that car, so.
We had a conversation. Tomas Falvey's here. Hey everybody, Tomas is here.
Hey lads.
And me and Tomas had a conversation with Josh before qualifying, didn't we? And what did we say would be his problem if he went in without checking it in practice?
Well, we said number one, the gearing would be wrong, Josh, which it was.
It wasn't great now.
Yeah, and the gearing was perfect in Dave's car. But to be fair to you, I'll have to give you, like, he was a lot more comfortable in his own car.
Like, I mean, 100%.
Like your car is a serious
I think
machine.
You're more comfortable in your car. My car is a little bit more adjustable and capable, but live and learn.
Yeah, and you must remember, Josh, you went out there with zero practice.
No, I know.
Like, it's a good achievement in itself.
That's your second lap.
No, I know.
Of the weekend. I did both of my runs, and I was learning in the run, which is not what you should be doing.
Oh, I know.
I was going, where am I going here? Oh, up here. Blah, blah. So like, to give it a go was all we could do this weekend, and we didn't get the perfect morning, and we missed the practice day yesterday because all our stuff was on the truck coming back from Poland. So, in many ways, she's still all right for Laurie Heinen.
Well, they're the excuses out the way, I guess, aren't they?
Well, now I think you guys agree we need to put a Bulldog differential in the back of the car so we can adjust his ratios, a new gearbox, and you know what? Maybe a lot more power for next year. How's that sound?
Sounds like all the excuses go away.
If you want to feel better, Josh, if you absolutely killed it out there, I would have put nothing into that car. So there you go. Now we've got something to work with, right?
That's an expensive positive
Drift
spin.
game's always on the spin, the positive spin.
Right, Dave, you're carrying the torch from now, and I will.
I got a bad draw.
Yes, but it's a rough draw.
So I got the guy who started drifting this year. He's really good, called Kuba. He's part of the TH Components team, which we're friends with.
He's bet me already.
He's beaten Josh already. He's won the semi-pro championship, and now today he's fighting for the actual pro championship as well. He's done 9 rounds of competition this year. He's done every practice day, and he's nearly podiumed every single time. He's my first battle today, so I am going to have to be absolutely sending it in on the door on the chase.
And you're chasing first, so.
Chase first, which is not ideal. So clutch stuff now, right? So this is time to just turn her up to 11 and see what she'll do. Try and get back to my mode where I was against Clint in Iron Drifting. So yeah, this is do or die, and I'm the 3rd battle up, so I gotta go now.
Good luck, dude.
Thank you.
taking the step up to the pro class for this last round here in Kerry. So Jacobs is the higher qualifier. After qualifying in 8th position, leads us in. Dave Egan sneaking in and qualifying in 25th position, and they flick it in. Dave Egan is right there with him, but Jakob now finds the grip at the bottom of the hill as the Sylvia hooks up. Dave Egan has to make a big lot of progress here, to be honest, because Kuba has the grip dialed into the back of this Sylvia, and Dave Egan almost goes on the bank. Wow, that could have been bad. Dave Egan is in trouble here, guys. That bank there covering the photographers in dust and mud there as they so they leave the line. Dave Egan leads us in this time, followed by Kuba in the top 32. Our third battle, Kuba's right there with him. Now the guys will have spotters. They will of course know how hard to push in the second run of the battle. That is the advantage of qualifying higher. You lead first, and that gives you an idea on how hard you have to push for the second half of the battle. And here we see Kuba not doing anything too crazy. Maybe he needs to be a little bit closer, but I think he knows that Dave is in trouble after the first run, and Kuba is just playing with the quarter panel here of the Drift Games men. It's Jakub Krzyzak goes through to the top 16. Dave Egan has to bow out of competition in his new beautiful Supra.
Jeez, Josh, we're some men spectate.
Buddy, he was
He was a rocket ship.
fast.
I could not catch him.
The rocket is here.
You're a fucking rocket ship.
Thank you very much.
Like that car
I
is
enjoy
you
it.
drove fast, you drove perfect. I knew halfway through the lap I was like, I'm in the smoke now.
Did you kind of get lost on the
I got lost on the smoke then.
But on the initiation, your lead, yeah? Wavy a little.
A little, and then I went wide.
Yeah,
wide.
I think you were about to wash off, yeah?
I was kind of like, I need to do the perfect lead run, so I was trying to get right to the edge, but I think it was okay, but it wasn't.
It was okay.
Okay, it wasn't
But
perfect.
you are right. You're my car fast because I was like.
I think we had a lot more we could have put into it, and I thought, oh, maybe it's just really fast. I don't need to. I was more worried about doing too fast.
Yeah.
But then now I think like your car was so fast.
It's amazing.
But that was my first and only chase run of 360 Motorsports.
Oh yeah.
So at least it was with the champ, right?
Yeah.
So I'm happy.
I'm so happy.
I got a good tour.
Yeah.
From about 2 car
I'm
lengths
so
back.
happy I could enjoy the run even with you and the car, you know?
Man, like I could trust you in the lead.
Yes.
And I went in. You were faster than me. I knew that straight away, and I couldn't do anything with it. But then the lead, I wanted to give a good lead, just to make sure that you weren't messed up.
But you was wide everywhere.
Yeah, we tried.
Everywhere, nice on the walls and all.
Tried to do it. I thought my lead run. See, the thing is, I did all my runs have been leads. I've never done a chase.
Because you're thinking about qualifying, good qualifying, not chase.
And we did very little practice. So when I went into the battle, I was like, this is actually my first battle. I don't know how aggressive to go.
Yeah.
And I think I was a little tentative. And then I went, shit, he's really fast. And I'm like, oh, it's too late. But man, now you got to go win it now and make me feel better.
Yeah, hopefully. I bring you trophy, no
You have to bring me the trophy.
Yeah, thank you.
He's beaten both of us now.
He's very good though. I just couldn't understand the pace. I went on the throttle and he was gone. We did leave the tyre pressure quite high and stuff, so I think we could have. I don't think we anticipated him being that fast. That was
I don't think anyone anticipated him being that fast. We got told he's fast, and I know he's fast, but that was.
I thought the Supra would be like, shit, I don't want to go too much grip, so I'm stuck on top of him. But there was no case of that at all. And then once I got into the smoke, once he transitioned, I couldn't see anything, and I dropped the wheel. I couldn't literally see anything on the track. So it was like I had to dive onto the inside. It was a mess from there. I might as well have just gone around for the lead run at that point. Even though you might end up doing like bad, like a top 32 exit, as long as I'm going home going, I learned a lot about the car there today. Like I was like, it can do a lot. Like it can, when you think it's past the edge, it'll still be good. So I'm happy when I learned that. But like, drifting's drifting, right? At the end of the day, we go and we cover it as commentators or media or whatever. And every time we get the qualifying score in the top 32, how many times do you think about the guys that don't qualify? Or who go out in top 32 and don't make the parade? You don't think about it.
We're thinking about him now.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, you don't think about it. And that's the thing. It's like, there's a lot of guys, like at least 50% of the grid has a bad weekend. So you got to learn from the bad ones to try and get better ones. And I think this year you've had some highlights, you've had some lowlights. I've had, what's this, my second competition? Didn't do as good as I wanted to, but then at the same time I'm up against a guy who could very well win this whole championship. So at least I got to see, well, I need to be a little bit more trusting. I need to have a bit more grip in the car. I need to make this thing actually really, really fast, and I don't need to be afraid of it. So I think there's a lot to be learned, and then hopefully we can translate what I learned here into the Aussie World Tour, and now go back to Mondello, my home track, something I know, and then learn from this weekend. So
Grip it up to the absolute nines.
absolute nines, yeah. Drift competitively, you have to learn to lose, because surprisingly it's going to happen way more than you win, because there's only one guy that wins, everyone else loses. So it's unlikely it'll be you unless you're bloody James Dean. But like, even he doesn't win every time. So I think getting better as drivers is the key, not trying to just be instantly brilliant. Sometimes you got to learn hard lessons, and that's what we did today.
Yeah, drifting's a real hard lesson. It isn't a flash.
And it's also an expensive lesson. Like, if I could just rewind 10 seconds, I go, well, I'm going to just go back in the pits.
It's going to put the
pressure.
shocks down, the pressures down, and then the good to go.
I'm probably full hard on the back of this. Like, silly. But we learn for the next time. It won't happen in Mandela. Guarantee it. We'll be ready. Alright, it's a little bit of a bonus to finish off the weekend, to make ourselves feel a little bit better after the misery of IDC. We came to the Juicebox BBQ. Our good friend Neil throws this event every year. It's a casual hangout for JDM car fans from Ireland. So I'm going to let Josh get around with the camera, show you some of the crazy stuff that's here, because there's some really nice machinery still alive in Ireland today. This is Sheehan, Neil, Juicebox himself. We're at the barbecue. This is like, we've been here for a lot of years.
Yeah, you come every year.
And it's so much fun because we love the fact that every year someone does a couple of little tweaks on their car, or a new car comes out of it, or someone finishes a car. I think it's probably the most casual, I'd say high quality gathering of JDM cars in the country.
The funniest thing about it is it's organised in 4 days.
Yeah,
which would be a nightmare for you.
It gives me anxiety, but he's absolutely fine with it. He just gets, there's a timber yard, just bring the cars down, and then sort of almost like a pageant at the gate going, that's lovely. You can
it is a little bit mean, but like, it's for everyone we know, like, so it's like kind of like inviting all your mates down for a gigantic barbecue. So if people rock up that we have no idea who they are, like, we've kind of guaranteed the space for people we know. So because the yard is never going to get any bigger. No, it's just a timber yard, and sometimes it's smaller and sometimes it's bigger. This year
depending on the timber.
Yeah. So what they do is they message us. We message them and go, hey, we're going to do this in the next few weeks, and then they just come in and tell Flip and go, we've got a big job leaving during the week, so you've got 4 days to organise your car show.
But I think that nearly spot to duty makes it better, because everyone just like rocks on, and we're going, oh, we got to be there, because it's like, you know, it only happens once, and it's almost like that good after a house party. You're like, oh, did you go? No, I didn't go. Oh, I only heard
That's actually a great way of putting it. And like you said, every year then someone will either have new things going on, or a car that they were building for 6 years but they came as a passenger last year will arrive.
And it's nice to see the scene very much still alive, and everyone's smiling, and a lot of old friends, that kind of stuff, people catching up, because it's very casual, so you can chat all day, and that's why we always get no footage of these events.
Yeah, neither do I, like.
Because we both come here and we end up just chatting to lads we know from 10 years ago, and then we go, oh, did we actually film anything? We probably did. So this time we did. We caught Neil, Josh did a montagey thing, and it's enough for us to say that last year Josh went home, I don't know if you have anything from this, we have 4 photos and a montage, and no reference.
And I didn't do anything, like, because you're just talking to everybody.
I don't think you even filmed your own barbecue.
No, I didn't. I didn't the last 2 years, like, because like it is, like you said, it's people we know so many years, because we're around a long time now.
Yeah, we're very old.
Which
60,
makes
60, 65,
So like this is nearly everyone that we like. I know since when Juicebox was even just a blog, like, so it's like fucking over 10 years.
It's kind of fun to see that, like, the scene that we were quite a part of for a long time, still here.
Yeah, it is.
Still thriving.
But everyone just like has kids and are busy, and all their cars are in sheds, and they're not really going to a lot of things. So like,
but they bring them out to this, which is like some cars I've seen here today. I'm like, oh, I remember Tommy used to own that, and I remember when that was a shell, and I remember that used to drift, and now it's a car. It's great the history of a lot of these cars.
It is good inspiration just to let us know, because Ireland has a very hidden car scene these days, I think, and
because everything's worth a fortune.
Yeah, so everything is just in a shed. You won't see most of these cars from one end of the year to the other anymore. So
that's a shame. But to be fair, a lot of people I think nearly need the excuse to get out and drive them to something, and you give them that reason, which is why me and Josh are here, and Adam in our 3 little.
And it's always appreciated, lads. Thank you for coming down.
Well, we drove down in 3 JDM cars that we put together, and they got here in one piece.
Especially after you had an extremely busy weekend, so it's admirable.
Oh well, compared to pro drifting, this is great. You just turn the car on and drive it, and you realise that it's fun.
Yeah, and there's free food, so
it's good. Anyway,
right.
Thank you for having us. We're gonna go look at some cars.
I'm gonna go for a stroll also. So
let's see in a bit.
Yeah, right, lads. Thank you so much.
First thing that caught my eye, anyway.
If there ever was a Josh car.
Look at this.
This is class. Suzuki Cappuccino.
They're tight. They're small.
Dave, how are you?
Sean.
This thing is class. What? Where did we start? Where did we finish?
Basically, when I was in secondary school, there was a import dealership near where I was living, and he had one, and I went to see it, fell in love with it, never knew anything like it existed. So when I started working full time and stuff, then came up for sale again. I was like, I'm having that. So when I got it was totally stock, nothing done to it.
So it's just a stock Suzuki Cappuccino.
Completely stock Suzuki Cappuccino.
Can we pop the bonnet on it?
No bother, yeah.
I've never even seen a vented bonnet on a Suzuki Cappuccino before. It's very cool.
Oh my god.
That's the smallest
Is that the
intercooler.
intercooler piping?
Yeah.
That is the smallest intercooler piping I've ever seen, and it's so cool.
Ready front mount, HKS, SQV, BC coilovers, few other bits and bobs.
699cc or something?
660.
660, yeah. Turbo. So they make like
65 horsepower.
65 horsepower from the factory.
All I can say to you is don't knock it till you try it.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
it probably weighs as much as a box Scoreflex.
It's a four-wheel motorbike, really.
Yeah, it's This is one of the coolest cars here, man. Absolutely
Cheers, thanks.
legendary build.
Thanks.
Love this thing.
I'm not surprised they got a bucket seat in there.
Yeah, bright seat be tight enough in there, I'd say. It's just how much trim it had to go in.
A bit.
Show you how cool the car culture is. Well, JDM car culture. Popping and banging. You got like old school drift spec 11, but really clean. You got an R32 GTR looking pretty stock, but nicely upgraded. Full VIP Toyota Crown, if I'm not mistaken. And then you've got JZX 81 full BN kitted on the end. So like a real mix of stuff everywhere, like MR2s, DC5s, KEs. Like it's just awesome to see so many of these cool cars still alive and well in the country. So I'm not a big Honda guy, as you know, but these two are class.
Let's be honest, you were attracted to the liveries on a road car, weren't you?
So
Just pull set, that's the John Player Blue.
yeah, just pull a second. GPS, just pull a second. It's very cool. Rare.
I was gonna say, you don't see many of these around
I
now.
can see you one of these, Josh.
What's this, a Colt?
It's a Rally Art Colt, so turbo 1.6 if I'm not mistaken. And it's on
240 brake.
240?
Yeah.
240 brake on T's. These are front wheel drive or four wheel drive? Front wheel drive.
Will be soon. All wheel.
So you're gonna go four wheel conversion?
Yeah.
That's very cool. I can't believe how like for a standard kind of odd car to make for Mitsubishi.
Yeah,
they
100%.
are so cool and rare. Well, man, appreciate you showing us around.
No
Thank you
worries.
so much.
Look out for that,
Appreciate it.
lads.
Thanks.
It's hard for this not to catch your eye, isn't it?
Why, what car are you talking about? I can't see it. It's class. I have a feeling this is a road car, which they've done a full sort of D1 style livery on. I absolutely love it. I think it looks amazing. Trash racing seats, steering wheel. This thing is lovely. And to be honest, mix match front and rear wheels. Everything is just kind of on point. Like a replica of the old early 2000s D1 livery style on a street car, which is very cool. And the fact that we see so much of this in the drift world, but as a street car, I think it makes it kind of cooler, right? Because it's like you can drive anywhere. You can drive to Tesco and that, and you might gather some attention, but you can get there.
You almost bought this a few times now.
So this is our friend Neil. So Neil used to work with us at Drift Games. He has come back for events. He's even at the LZ World Tour. He helps us out with a lot of events, and he's been building this quietly in the background for quite a while. So it's only, I think it's a 2-litre petrol, but he's done the full Cosworth, genuine Cosworth Evo kit on it. He's done coilovers, got the gurney flap on the spoiler, full respray in a Cosworth colour. It just looks unbelievable, and I am very tempted to make him an offer on this thing because down the line.
Dave, you just sold a car now. You got cash in hand.
Yeah, but that money was supposed to go to other things. So, but then look at it. It's so gangster. You feel like you're the bad guy in like Beverly Hills Cop driving around. That's what it would feel like. Like that kind of period. It's very cool. It's a beautiful car, and it will be at the LZ World Tour if you guys want to check it out. But I don't know. I think old school Mercs for me, they're starting to get cooler and cooler and cooler.
So we're just looking at this for a second now, saying this was before what we did to the RX-7.
I was going to say, I recognise, because my car there before we made it Liberty Walk looked very like this, but I sold the kit to a guy in Ireland, and I think this is, now it could be wrong.
Well, I'm fairly sure, because if you come around to the back, it had those pinholes for the old spoiler.
Yes.
Which would be very unusual if someone replicate that.
That would be very strange.
And did it have a carbon diffuser? It did.
Yes. So this is the body of the RX-7 I bought with the strong wheels, which look actually savage on this, by the way. Don't they? The DS15s. Really good. I'm telling you now, DS15, if you haven't put one on a JDM car, you're sleeping on it. In the chrome or the black, they do the bronze as well. I think they look unbelievable. And yeah, this is what my RX-7 used to look like, I guess.
That's funny. It really doesn't go far, does it?
No, like in Ireland, so everyone was like, oh, he took the kid off the car, ruined the car. We just created another one. And now we have the Liberty Walk one as well. So from one car came 2 cars. Magic. And last but not least, the man himself, Neil's car, which I think, if I'm not mistaken, when he started this project, I actually know the guy he pulled this car from, a hedge from, and I can't believe we're 7 years, start to finish, full restoration. If you want to see that whole restoration, go to the Juicebox channel. If you're not following Neil already and what the guys get up to, you're missing out. Amazing channel.
I was going to say, there's probably every inch of this car that's been addressed.
And he has different wheel combos, different stuff, and it's absolutely perfection top to bottom. So very cool to see Neil, after putting this event together for probably over 10 years, actually have his own car front and center for the first time at a Juicebox BBQ. So nice little up to leave the show with. So guys, I know this video has been a bit scattered, so much crammed into one episode, but it's been like that in our actual lives. Everything's been crammed in, cars getting done here, there, everywhere, events, and then we head towards the biggest event of the year for us, and our final big event, which is the LZ World Tour in Mondello, which we're going even to 11 on. This is the biggest scale of madness we've ever tried to put together in Mondello. So you haven't grabbed your tickets, grab now. From now on, we're going to do a daily upload every day, so you guys can see all the prep for that event, everything behind the scenes, all the guests arriving, and all the madness. And yeah, we're going to try and get some sleep, but probably not for the next 7 days. So you guys are along for the ride. Buckle in. This is going to be a busy week.